Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's nonprofit education series on data-driven nonprofits, empowering impactful decisions with data intelligence.
We have Megan Bonke, who's a director in data analytics. She joins us with a Wall Street background, and she worked on the bankruptcy cases. Dylan Mead, he's a supervisor in our data analytics team. His background is in penetration testing. And then myself, I'm a senior manager in data analytics, and I have some background in outsourced accounting, specifically with nonprofits. So we're all really excited to be here presenting this to you. This slide is an example of just kind of mapping out your entire organization's data journey as your organization becomes more literate. So your IT department is going to play a huge role in this. And so you want to make sure that you coordinate with your head of IT. And so first step in this is to find all the apps that your organization uses. And so oftentimes the place that we start off with when we're working with our clients for the first time is asking them for a relationship diagram, an entity relationship diagram, and that just kind of maps out where what your apps are, how they talk to each other. So that way, like for us, we can see which apps feed into one another and what we can use to then, at the end of it, tell a story. And so once you've found all the apps that your organization has, you'll want to ingest and extract that data for storage or immediate use. And so that involves transporting the data into whatever storage mechanism your organization has decided on. And that's in the accumulation phase. So the third step is storing your data. And so there's a few options here. So there's a data warehouse, a data lake, and a hybrid model called a data lakehouse. And so just to kind of go through what those mean, a data warehouse collects structured historical data, so structured like spreadsheets, and it's used to analyze past events. The data added to the warehouse doesn't change and can't be altered. The data lake is a vast pool of raw data that can be structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. It's like unstructured like videos and emails. And so this is accessible and quick to update and allows for machine learning and predictive analytics. Then there's the third option of the data lake house that has a structure and schema like a data warehouse and is applied to unstructured data normally in a data lake. And so that's suitable for both analytics and machine learning workloads.
Kristen, can I jump quick?
Yeah, go Dylan.
Right. I just wanted to point out, like what you just mentioned are all good options, data lakes, data warehouses. But depending on the sophistication or maturity of your organization, it might make sense just to download monthly sales reports from your online shop and just keep them as Excel files in a folder, right? So maintaining records of data that you can then analyze in the future, it doesn't have to be this huge expensive thing. You know, obviously that stuff is preferred. It makes things a little easier. But if you're running a small organization, just making sure that you're collecting data so that then if you can want to analyze it in the future to, I don't know, do forecasting or something, you have it, right? So it doesn't have to be super complicated. Just having the foresight to keep data, collect data, and make sure that it's labeled correctly so that it's there when you need it is really kind of the crux of it. So thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of the ideal scenario, but I mean, you just kind of have to work with your current state, and this is maybe something that you could work towards later. So fourth step is once you've got all your data accumulated, you'll want to make sure that it's clean and accurate, consistent and usable. And it's critical to monitor your data for errors and apply a standard cleaning process to ensure your data is its quality every single time. And we'll kind of touch on this in the next section, but this is where data governance comes into play of setting data quality rules. Otherwise, you'll have an issue of garbage in, garbage out. Once your data is clean, it's ready to be sent to your various teams that need the data for their jobs. And so you can use something called a data mart to present only the data you need for that job. And then lastly, it's the fun part of using that data your team now have access to tell that story to your donors, management, or even internally within your organization. And your story should be tailored to your audience and be persuasive and engaging. So again, this map is kind of more of an organizational approach. For most of you, you might use this map more for your own use. So you might want to start with the end in mind of what exactly do you want to tell a story about, and then you kind of work your way backwards of like, okay, what applications, how is that data that I want to use to tell that story, and then kind of walk through that process of making sure that you can accumulate that data from, you can download it in spreadsheets, kind of like Dylan was mentioning, make sure that it's clean, and then put it into whatever visualization tool or forecasting analytics model that you're using. All right, so data governance. So once you've identified all the data that you have within your organization, you'll need some monitoring framework to just make sure everything stays in line and accurate. So we're just introducing the idea of data governance. It's the overall management framework and processes within an organization that ensure data quality, integrity, security, and compliance with relevant regulations. It's the key enabler for bringing high quality, trusted, secure, and discoverable data to the right users across the organization. So there's no one size fits all for data governance. So I mean, you kind of just have to tailor it to your organization, but we'll just kind of talk through this example that we have here. So starting at the bottom, most of this will be like you all. You'll have the data stewards and data custodians who will identify data-related pain points affecting the organization, recommend solutions, participate in defining data rules, assist in creating data policies, standards, and procedures, and then deliver on data-related initiatives. Then there's that next level, that middle area for the steering committee. And this is the body that makes decisions and has cross-organizational representation. This steering committee will continuously monitor progress of current data initiatives, provide insight on the high-level alignment and interpretation or integration of data, technology, and the organization, forms working groups for specific data initiatives, and facilitates cross-functional data initiatives. And then at the top, the pinnacle, we have a data governance council and or executive sponsor or champion that helps generate awareness and cultural change within the organization. They'll hold the final decision-making authority for unresolved data conflicts, and this is typically like C-suite executives or senior leadership. And so in the end, your data governance organization structure should support and enable your principle of treating data as an asset. So you'll have integrated financial planning. Your long-term goal is to not have to do all your planning in spreadsheets. So you can find a way to have all your systems talk to one another, to then be able to generate meaningful reports for you to then take action steps on. Will really help your organization head in the right direction. Benchmarking and profitability analysis. So with all the historical data that your organization has been accumulating, you can set more realistic benchmarks while even layering in some anticipated trends happening during the year. Like maybe this year it's your 10th year of hosting your gala, and so you'll want to benchmark your fundraising dollars a bit higher this year for that reason with all the campaigning you'll be doing. Operational efficiency. So your organization is a lean, mean fighting machine, and with business intelligence, you can make sure that your organization is fully utilized and optimized. Training, continuous monitoring, predictive analytics, integration, and regular review. So you're a data-driven organization now, and it's up to you to make sure that your culture speaks to that. So getting that buy-in from everyone will help make sure that you're able to use that data collected and turn it into meaningful insights for not just your donors, but also your internal folks as well. Forecasting and modeling. So with forecasting and modeling, you'll be able to see how everything affects one another. Maybe you'll build a dashboard and you'll see an interesting trend happening, and then you can explore that further to see how everything's connected.